What is your name?
Ralph Samuel.
Just a little bit of your story.
Okay. I was born in 1931 in Dresden, in Germany. I was 7.5 years old when I went on the Kindertransports, but many of the kids were your age.
That's really sad. Yeah.
That's right.
How were you prepared to go on the Kindertransport? How did your parents know about that opportunity?
Well, they knew because directly the law was passed in England. They telephoned, wrote to the Jewish communities in Germany, said here's an opportunity for kids to escape the Holocaust by going to England. The parents said it's going to be an adventure, you're going to have fun, and we will follow in a couple of months. That's what they told the kids. Yeah. Now, most of the parents did not follow. They weren't able to follow. Now, my mother, back in Germany, she wrote to Mr. Epstein and said that things were really, the anti-Semitism in Germany was getting really bad. And so he hired her as a maid. And that's how my mom escaped. She came to England as a maid.
Did you get to practice Judaism in your new location?
I don't think so, in that, first of all, my family was not an observant family in Germany. I don't remember ever going to a synagogue in Germany. When I lived with the Epstein family, I don't ever remember going to the synagogue. However, on September the 1st, 1939, I'd only been in England for like 9 months, 10 months. The war started, and 3.5 million British, English kids were sent out to the countryside. Because directly war started, Britain, everybody in Britain knew, or the government knew, that the bombing would start. And what's absolutely interesting, in the town where I was sent was Guildford. It's a very pretty little country town, an hour and a half by train from London. And I went to Hebrew classes there, and a farmer gave a cowshed to the Jewish community in Guildford, and the parents cleaned it up, and that's where I had my bar mitzvah.
Oh, cool.
In a cowshed. And my mother tells the story. You know.
Why did you move to America?
Why did I move to America? Because my aunt lived in New Jersey, and my cousin Hank was getting married. So my aunt wrote to my mom, would my mom like to come to America to attend the wedding? So my mom said yes, and she came to New Jersey, and it was the first time the two sisters had seen each other for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
15 years.
Wow.
Must have been surprising.
It was big.
Big reunion.
It was big reunion. So, question.
We have one more question.
Okay.
Is your life...
Do you have a happy life?
Yeah. Is your life happy now?
Yeah.
Definitely. After I came to California, I worked for the East Bay Regional Park District. You ever go to the parks?
My mom does that. She volunteers.
She volunteers. Okay. Well, I worked for the Park District, and now I've been retired for about 10, 12 years. And mostly what I do is talk to kids, children in high schools. This morning I spoke at El Cerrito. Tomorrow I'm speaking in Pleasanton. I speak all the time.
Well, then it pays off because you're very good at it.
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
Can you talk about, just a quick thing
Sure.
here, about why you think it's so important to keep telling your story over and over
right.
and over
That's
again?
what I asked the kids in El Cerrito this
Well, why don't
morning.
you guys? What do you think?
Yeah.
Let's ask.
Yeah.
See
What do
you guys
okay,
think.
so now I'm asking questions. Okay.
Okay.
Why do you think it's important that students learn history, especially the history of the Holocaust? Go ahead.
Well, I think that it's really important because someday we're not going to have this information that we're getting right now.
Right, right.
And if we don't have it, then we'll never realize that, that was a horrible time and we never want to go back to it.
Right.
And if anything happens like that again, people will think of the Holocaust and they'll be like, no.
Right. It's very, very good. Good answer.
Why do you think? You can answer the question.
What? Because there's a saying that says, if you don't learn from history, you will have to live it again. It's just like you came to school today a certain way, right? Whatever. And more than likely, tomorrow you'll go to school the same way. But if something happens, then you learn to do it different. And that's what the whole thing about history is. You learn to do things differently.
So thank you for your time. We very much enjoyed listening to you and telling your story to us, and you're very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Lily. They were good questions. I appreciate it. And Rebecca, I appreciate you taking the time to interview. Say your name and what school you go to.
My name is Rebecca Palacios. I go to Redwood Heights Elementary School.
Okay.
I am Lily Four, and I go to Montclair Elementary School.
Okay. And I'm Ralph Samuel, and I talk about the Holocaust.
Yay!
Yay!
Go
Thank you.
Ralph!
Yeah.
Excellent.
And talking to kids, to the students in Germany is amazing. I spoke last year. Last year I had about 4 speaking engagements in Dresden, and this year I'm going to be there for 2 weeks. And I already have, I believe, somebody setting up 8 speaking engagements.
8?
for
What's
8.
I'm so curious. What's the response like
The response
from
is such
German?
hunger, such hunger for information.
Why?
Oh,
Because their grandparents and great-grandparents who were there during the Holocaust won't talk about what happened. And the parents of today's kids would never ask, okay? And the kids today, which is now we're talking about 3rd and 4th generation after the Holocaust, they are so hungry. I spoke
Do
at...
you guys get what that means? Third,
Yeah.
fourth
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Okay, so I spoke at a high school in Dresden. Half the class had been volunteers in Israel for 2 or 3 months. Not Jewish kids, because there ain't no Jewish kids. There are few, but very few. These were not Jewish kids. This were the regular German, Protestant, Catholic, whatever kids. And they go and volunteer for 3 months in Israel. Then I spoke at a